Hey, it's Levack and Goz. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal Tuesday. That's right. I want a little Jim Rome on you right there because there's a lot of sports media news we'll cover today. A lot of baseball, lots of recently liberated people as well. Lots of things, lots of guys, stuff and things on today's show. Stuff and things.
A little mix of everything. A little mix: baseball, football, sports media. We get to cover all of that today. I'm wearing the shirt I mowed the lawn in today.
Ooh.
So before the people who watch on the YouTube side be like, why does Goz's shirt look like it's been ripped? Yeah, that's right. I wore the well, no. I take that back. I did not mow the lawn in this shirt. I did get changed, but this is the shirt that probably is still dirty. My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt from 2 Halloweens ago.
Nobody would have known. Like you're out here confessing to crimes nobody's aware happened. You're like, man, I haven't paid my taxes in 6 years. Thank God nobody found that small Filipino that I've got buried in my backyard. Like, what do you like? What else are you going to admit to today?
They can see me now, Levack.
Yeah, but they can't
see
smell you.
Like,
listen, I'm wearing a Firebirds playoff shirt from last year. It's appropriately cleaned. However, I ran out of the good deodorant with the aluminum in it, and now I've got regular deodorant on, so I'll probably stink by the end of the show. But you didn't know that. Like that's what you did. That's what you did.
This is how you get endorsements on this digital side. You hear me? Dude wipes, deodorant companies, apparel companies. You can have all those things happen. Also, before we wrap up, we have 5 stories, the Big Cinco, and as we will continue to do, we got a lot of comments I didn't realize from golf fans on your video about Bryson DeChambeau yesterday. So we will always make a point at the end of the show to get through all those comments. So we will get to that at the end of the show as well. If you're following us on social media at the Jeff Levack, at Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ on X, Facebook, Spotify app, leave a comment or review. We will always get to those comments as quickly as we can as we get closer and closer to live shows launching. Hopefully we'll have a quick little thing on that. Let's get underway with the Yankees though. Jazz, Yankees win. I miss John Sterling. That's the first time I've said that in a while. They win last
You're
night.
not allowed to say that. That's blasphemy when you say it. You were never nice to John Sterling. You haven't earned the right to say those things, my friend. I love. Yeah, you can't dispute the fact that the Yankees are far better when Jazz is playing well. You know what I mean? Like you can't dispute that. He's a lightning rod, but he might be one of those few people that like the criticism and the compliments are both true. You know what I mean? Like both things can be true. Like when he's on, complete lightning rod, complete momentum starter, just a kind of guy that gets everybody, running and moving and excited to be there. When he's off, he's terrible. He's god awful. So like his whole back and forth that, the guys reminded me in the locker room that I'm the best there ever was and the best in the world, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and one of the reporters was like, who said that? Like what guy in particular? Like, that's like, you know what I mean? It's like when you catch your buddy lying, you're like, wait, I hooked up with a chick. No, you didn't. Sure I did. Who was it? It was Sophie Cunningham. No, it wasn't. Well, it's a girl named Sophie Cunningham.
It's the scene from Billy Madison with Chris Farley on the bus.
But the thing is, I was thinking about it. We've always had people that worked with or for us that you puffed them up. You know what I mean? You puffed them up because it helped them and it helped you that they were happy and moving well. I fully believe that Aaron Judge, like, man, you're the best in the world. Come on, buddy, get out there. But like Judge going, because I'm hurt and because no one's playing well, and that's why you're the best on the team right now. He's I don't know how long Jazz is going to be a part of the Yankees, but while he's fun. He's exciting. I'm glad he doesn't have a lollipop. I'm glad this is about hitting 2 home runs in a game and being full of himself instead of, doing things that he shouldn't be doing while the game's going on. So the Yankees win and Jazz is a huge part of it. 3 home runs and 3 at-bats. He had a home run, his last at-bat Sunday, and then the first 2 on Monday.
That Veronica Vaughn is one hot piece of ace. Jazz is awesome. Yes, he has an ego. He has a huge personality. He is flamboyant. He is exciting. He is eccentric. All of those words, and those words in the baseball world fit a player like that. And so often, the last 20 years, people have rooted for players to be more like Jazz. And I believe now, at least this year, 2026, More of those guys like that. Gosh, I want to say it was Paul Skeens who had a quote that went viral. I believe it was Skeens who had a quote that went viral during the All-Star game. He talked about travel baseball. He's like, look, when you're a kid, you want to pip a home run, wait till you're a grown-up. Wait till you're a professional. You're learning the rules. You don't want to show it up. Too many kids are rubbing it in other kids' faces. You don't want to do that. But if you're a grown man, you're an adult, and you got the better of me, you can pimp and dance and do it all you want. As long as you're never making fun of anybody. You want to score a touchdown and get in the end zone and dance, don't dance next to the defender. We cover AF1 all the time. That's an automatic penalty. You want to hit the dab, you want to hit the gritty, great. Just don't do it in somebody's face. You've earned the celebration, you've earned the touchdown, you've earned the home run. Don't mock somebody. Jazz doesn't do that. Jazz can show off his personality and do his thing and be a leader and have those. Look, he played great. I like when you are great and you say you're great, and then you all of a sudden you go to the locker room and can back it up. That's the cool part about sports. Just be careful when you're not playing well. We all know this. Some athletes need to be humbled. When you have the big ego, you got to play well because then you look like a fool. And that goes for everybody, from coaches of the past in New York to players. Somebody needed to step up for the Yankees. With the absence of Judge, with the Stanton news that's floating around that it's going to be a lot longer than people realize, somebody had to be the guy. And it looks like if it's not going to be Ben Rice, which again, still a few more months left to go in the regular season, still could be Rice. Jazz is a great spot to be that next guy.
Yeah, he's one of the guys. Like it's a team effort. We said this from, I think we were still going to studios at the point I said it last time. Like if Judge is out, everyone needs to step up. You can't replace Superman with one superhero. You got to get the whole Justice League. And Jazz is part of the Justice League. I don't know. I guess he's Flashy instead of the Flash. My daughter's cat is here, and this cat is one of the fattest, weirdest things you've ever met in your life. Fatter and weirder than me. And he just jumped on the bar, and you know how big my bar is. I think the thing almost went over. Like how a house cat can do that, I don't understand. No, so I love it. And you talk about getting under the other team's skins. That's not Jazz. That's Caballero. He does that. He does that by by using the pitch clock to its fullest. Last night was an interesting win. I thought it was, again, that's the kind of win I think the Yankees need to have. Like, do I expect Jazz or anybody else to have 2 home runs every game? No, but work counts, aggravate pitchers, run the bases, hit the mistakes out of the park, those kind of things. That's what the Yankees need to do this year. Even with Max Fried looking like he's going to be back in the Chicago series, the Yankees, they can't just go out there and expect Judge to hit home runs. We don't know when Judge is coming back. Doesn't look like Stanton's ever coming back. So Jazz needs to hit the home runs. Caballero needs to aggravate the opposing pitcher. The pitching staff needs to do their job. It's everybody. It's all hands on deck. Oh my God, you got to play team baseball in a team sport. But if they do, they'll be fine.
Also, by the way, those starting pitchers, I don't know if we'd come back having this type of confidence when you realize the starting pitchers for both teams who are definitely both playoff contenders, that they would give up 12 earned runs and neither pitcher would smell the 5th inning. That's just what happened in last night's game with some backups, with some best players not on the field last night. It still worked out that way.
And the Yankees bullpen got victimized on Saturday, so they should have been back. So that worked out. But no, it was a win. It was a team win for everybody, even the best in the world. Jazz Chisholm Jr.
As good as it was as a win for the Yankees, their rival continues to win as well. It's in sight, the longest win streak in the history of the Boston Red Sox. Nearly 80 years ago, I believe it was 1946 for 16 in a row is the longest consecutive win streak in the history of the Boston Red Sox. They win last night against my Orioles, and I'm so bummed about last night's game. I felt so good about the Orioles last night. I didn't tell you this after we wrapped on the show yesterday. Obviously, I don't wager as much, not even on the horses as much. Like right when March Madness ends, I'm pretty quiet on the wagering thing from consistently from March till week 0 of college football. Probably 3 to 2 times a week I'll be firing off investments. Last night I fired off an Orioles money line. I'm like, they're eventually going to get beat here. It's a perfect spot to clip them in a divisional game. And I put down a Byron Buxton home run. It was 14-1. I'm like, I'm feeling great. $1.50 bet, 0 for 2. 0 for 2. The Red Sox are impressive. They do. I wish I could say, the reason why the Red Sox have won this many games in a row is a simple, easy answer. But the fact that it's now 14 in a row, it's not simple. It's a combination of everything. pitching, hitting, better fielding. Schedule always matters when you have a long win streak like this. So Boston is 9 back of Tampa. 6 back of Tampa. Baltimore's 9 back. That hurt. They're in the wild card picture now. They would be in the wild card round of the season ended today. Levack, what do you make of this winning streak for the Red Sox?
I mean, it's impressive. I didn't know anyone could read an Apple Watch that well. It's tonight's the night it ends. Tonight's the night your filthy Orioles beat the filthy Red Sox. Tonight is the night it ends. So you were a day ahead. I wouldn't worry about home runs or none of that. You guys end the streak. 14's enough. They don't get 15. Night Red Sox. Let's go back to being irrelevant. That's where you belong. Stop your crap. Who did I pick them to make the playoffs in the preseason? I think I did. I got that written down somewhere.
I have to double check on that.
It might be in my desk at IR.
Oh no.
We may not be able to find that answer. But yeah, it's so obnoxious when the Red Sox are good. I hate it. It's the worst. Red Sox fan it might be, man, they're one of the worst fan bases. They may not be the worst fan base, but they're one of the worst fan bases. The best thing about Red Sox fans is when they suck, they go away. You know what I mean? So like we haven't seen them until 3 weeks ago. They're 19-2 in the last 21 games. They started the season with the second worst record in the last 21 games. They had the best record in Major League Baseball.
If that doesn't annoy you enough, one of the biggest critiques you've had over the Yankees over the last, 3 years is timely hitting, runners in scoring position when they need a big hit. And that both regular season and postseason, at times the Yankees haven't delivered like Yankee fans had hoped. Gosh, Boston did that every single time last night in that game. My Orioles are up 3 different occasions. They're winning that game. They have the lead in the 7th inning. It's a tie game in the 8th. It's like, there's no way Boston's going to home run. Come on. Seriously? Like every time the team rallied and got the hit that they needed. So can they keep it going? Gosh, and that's the hardest part about it. You brought the Red Sox fan base and the Red Sox overall as an organization. So many Red Sox fans now blame the ownership that they're not spending enough or not doing enough to invest in. How much, if at all, I'm fascinated by that criticism if it still stays in place. If a lockout happens and the world looks different in baseball in 2027, if that still stands. I have no clue if they're going to be a dealer or a seller. I have no idea if a buyer or seller is a better way to phrase that. I have no idea. I don't know if people want to take on payroll, if they have to cut it, if they have to slash it, if they think this can stand, if it can't. Even with 14 straight wins, I don't feel confident the Red Sox are going to go all in here all of a sudden. I don't. And it's more about ownership than anything else.
Yeah, I think
I know that breaks your heart. Boston's not going to try harder. Oh, it breaks my heart as a Yankee fan.
No, I kind of wish they would, because I think they're in a position, especially with the way they're playing right now, to be good in the coming seasons. You know what I mean? Like, and granted, nobody knows what anybody's going to be because of the CBA and these stupid commercials about salary caps. Everyone needs a salary cap. Just ask Rob Manfred. I think if they overreact and flush out their farm system, they'll be good for a year. Where if they ride this out, maybe add some timely talent, they'll be competitive this season and they'll be really good the next 5 to 8 years. So I hope they do overreact. I hope they buy. I hope they give up all their young talent and make really terrible decisions. That's my wish. That's where I'm at.
That series has got to be coming out again here soon. We'll get to that.
Great. I haven't cried enough this week.
Baseball is better, obviously, with Boston and New York in the postseason competing against one another, especially in these smaller series lengths now with the different looking postseason and everything else. So we'll see. The Red Sox, 16's in sight. As much as I don't want Baltimore to be the team that they break the record against, and 17's in sight and all that stuff, it is remarkable to see what the Red Sox are doing with the fans almost giving up on this team and now being the hottest team in baseball. Let's move on and back to another.
I'm putting money in my account. I'm going with your filthy Orioles tonight. I'm putting money in my account right now. Right now, I'm doing it.
Anytime a team loses a wager for me, they're on a 1-week ban, which makes no sense at all. It's more of a football wager for me. Yeah, that's right. Levack shakes his head at another Goz rule that he's made up. Sometimes it'll be a team who cost me the week before. Another time it'll be like, well, they won last week. I can't bet on them 2 weeks. There's some bizarre rule. Our new digital audience is going to find that out come football season. Ways we wager. We might maybe we'll just do like half a show, our regular show, and then just a wager show for 20 to 30 minutes for another audience. Anyways, the New York Jets.
Wager show.
That's right. Wait till we get those shorts with our wagers on there and hot takes and freezing cold takes. We'll love it. Jets fans, did you see the all white uni helmet combo that's all across social media now? The New York Jets get ready for their 2026 season with a new look. At times, franchises across all major sports, even college to a degree, you want a new identity, a new era, you get a new uniform. Or if you sucked for a while, then won big, you want to sell the new championship gear and new uniform. Levack, you've seen the all-white combo. What do you think?
It doesn't – I feel like they've done it. You know what I mean? Like I think the helmet being white is new, right? Nothing feels unique anymore. And the fact that the Bengals just did this whole thing on the white tiger that they're going to be doing this season and what game it's going to be, it feels it feels like they're copying. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel unique. It doesn't feel new. It doesn't feel. I'm not a Jets fan too. Like maybe if the Raiders did something like this, I'd be like, oh, I need one. So I guess that's it. Hey, Jets fan, do you like it? Are you going to go get this jersey? I don't feel like the jersey's original enough that if I already had, a Geno Smith jersey, I'd go get another one. Garrett Wilson, whoever the hell, like if I already had one, I don't think I'm going to go get this one. And that's normally what I go for. Yeah. The goal is to get you to go buy new jerseys. The helmet being white with the metallic green, is that new? Because that's the only thing that looks slightly different to me is the Jets logo with the metallic green on the white.
To me, that's also what stood out to me. That looks pretty cool. For our audio audience, if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, now's your time to flip over to video because I figured out how to share my screen. Look at us.
Yeah, look at that. What's that tab about pornography? What is that? I don't even...
What is that? It's a new sponsor. I swear.
Search history right there. What is the happening?
I love the uniforms. I think they look clean. They're good, man. That's good stuff. Is a Heisman pose there from Breece Hall. They're pretty cool, man. Everyone's got.
But you wouldn't buy one, would you?
No, of course not. No, it's not get crazy. It's not get crazy here.
All right, you're a Tampa Bay fan, and you hate the creamsicle, which is weird. But if they went, hey, we're gonna drop a new pewter, you might get one, right? I mean, just the all white out, just it feels played at this point. It feels because again, remember, since Cincinnati just said, hey, this is what we're doing. It feels kind of played out. And again, if I was a Jets fan, maybe I'm psyched. Maybe this is like, oh man, you're stirring the echoes, the great white jet hope. Let's go, let's do it. But I don't know. I'm underwhelmed by it.
Ooh, I want to go back because interesting. Wow, you just made me think of something I've never thought about before. Now in football in 2026,
deodorant.
Who's that uniform for? Because you laid it out well, like, hey, most football fans aren't going to buy that because it's all white, and maybe I'm biased for 3 young sons. Like, that'll get dirty in about 10 seconds. Like, and mom's going to be furious that you've got an all-white football uniform to play in. But is it just for the social media audience? Because even somebody who loves Twitter at times or X or whatever it is, I know the impact social can have, it is really, as much as people don't want to admit it, a small portion of your audience. Are they just making uniforms for the social media people? I throw that in your direction because your background's with the Firebirds and Empire. Have you guys ever done something just for social media that actually appeared on the turf?
Oh, look, yeah, whiteouts, the code orange. Like we've been a part of those things before. You do that, but the goal is to fire up the fans, right? That's the goal. Fire up the fans, and then if I can come up with some kind of merch that goes with it that you really want. That's a win-win. Like I can, because let's not forget it's sports business. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not a charity. Like I can tell you, the Birds, the goal is to break even. We're not trying to get rich. We're just trying to pay the bills. But yeah, if we did like the Grays, like when we did we got the Grays this year, I was like, dude, I want one of those jerseys. Like I want one. I like that. That's different. We haven't done that before. When we dropped the orange with the wings last year, people went nuts for that. They wanted that. But like that's wanting it and supporting it and talking about it. That's what it's all about. Like nobody's out there playing in burlap sacks. You know what I mean? Like nobody's, though that if you'll buy it and you'll come buy tickets because we're wearing it, I'll suggest it at the next meeting with Matt Woods and Mike Cord and Andy Gelcher. I will. But it's all about hype. You know what I mean? It's all about getting people to pay attention, get excited for the product. And sometimes the different uniform color, like again, when Tampa Bay breaks out the creamsicle, that's for the Tampa Bay fans. Like, I've been here for a long freaking time. I've seen some things I shouldn't have seen. You know, what do you think of the execution of your offensive line? I'm for it. You know, like that's, but you get fired up for it. You get really fired up for it. Where the color rush, that was the goal with the color rush. You get people to go buy more uniforms. You get people to buy more jerseys. But the white, I don't know. It just doesn't do enough for me, I guess.
I just bought College Football 27 yesterday. I had like 45 minutes of downtime. My kids were sleeping. I'm like, I'm about to play this right now. Didn't get a chance to play, but I know one of the new features people love is that you can actually do it in a video game now. Like if you're Penn State, you can make it a whiteout game with the white 100,000. That's a cool feature. All those things I totally agree with. That's the only thing I can add to it. Like if it's not the fans, at least you could do something else, video game wise, or season ticket holders.
Is Penn State's like one of the ones credited with the whiteout, right?
Yeah, yep.
I think they're one of the first ones that, if they're not the first one to do it, they're one of the first ones, or they did it best. And man, when you got 100,000 people wearing white, and they do that sky shot, that drone shot where you can see the entire place, Happy Valley is just like white. That's sick. Like when was it 2019? I think it was 2019. Empire did that code orange. And I think there was like 9,000 people in MVP Arena or Times Union Center at the time, and they were all wearing orange. That's sick. You know, when they do this, when the Jets do this whiteout, will they do enough merch and everything that all the Jets fans show up in white? Because I gotta be honest with you, I hate wearing white. When you're a fat person wearing white, you just look like an iceberg that broke loose. Like it's not, it's the worst. So like, if I'm a portly football fan, I'm still rocking my green. I might put on a white hat, but I'm rocking my green. And I also don't want to wear mustard and ketchup down the front of my jersey that's white. I can hide it on the green, but I don't, like I said, it's cool. And if a Jets fan's into it, F&A, go for it. I don't even work for the station that does the Jets anymore. So live your dreams. Do what you want. It's with it being just days after the Bengals did theirs, it feels unoriginal. That's what I'll go with.
Well, you said the word station there, and although you and I have been liberated from the radio world for now, we both love
paychecks.
And paychecks. Hopefully we got a couple more coming. Hopefully I can check mine.
I think one more. I think we got one more coming. Are we allowed to talk about it? I don't think we can talk about it.
I don't know. Let's be careful.
I mean, from something else, I've got one coming from Belfour Property Restoration, restoring more than just property, by the way.
I meant Roundtable Sports is what I meant.
Yeah.
I got my
That's what we're talking about. Right. And I'm going to get paid tonight because the Baltimore Orioles going to beat the Red Sox.
The sports radio world and New York sports fans, WFAN, WGR in Buffalo are under what's called Audacy, is the company that those stations are under. Today, it's been announced that Audacy and Sirius XM are merging in news, talk, and sports stations. What does it actually mean? Well, if you're a Sirius subscriber, now you can get all those stations on Sirius. It's going to launch close to September. If you're a football fan, you can have your football coverage involving various markets. 42 markets have been listed. A lot of those, we'll call them higher ranking markets with professional teams and everything else. Levack, what do you make of this? I know you're a Sirius subscriber. I know you listen to WFAN. What, if at all, does this news mean today about Sirius and Audacy merging with content?
I don't know yet. I like the Audacy app. I think the Audacy app does a good job. Like, you can go segment by segment. They update the segments pretty rapidly. So like, I enjoy listening to Boomer and Gio in the morning. Like, it's one of the shows I enjoy. I don't think I learn much by listening to it, but it's, it is what it is. If the Audacy app is going to change or go away, I'm not going to love this as much. The Sirius XM app is okay. That's more for just turning it on and walking away kind of thing in my mind. Where the Audacy app, like, I can jump to the headlines, I can jump to the stuff I want. Maybe I'll have to get better the Sirius app, but then again, I'm canceling that next month unless they give me my $3.99 a month for another year. So, because I refuse to pay anywhere near full price for anything now. I'm very poor. But But yeah, so if the Audacy app stays intact or the Sirius app, functions enough like that app, I'm fine. I don't care. It is what it is.
I'm shocked this didn't happen sooner. I see a lot of people in the New York medium, New York market talking about and this is downstate more than upstate, the day when Mad Dog left FAN for Sirius, it was like a funeral. You don't know what it was like in 2008 when Doggy left the Fan for Sirius. And I want to be like, I love sports talk radio. I love this medium. Guys, that was 20 years ago. Stuff changed. I almost swore shit changed, guys. It's 20 years later. Right? Like,
where's the swear jar?
It changed. It's not a big deal anymore. We can't reflect on a magical moment in media when that guy left for something else. Here's the thing. I remember this conversation well. I think I had this with you, and then I had it with Zach By in like 2017. Zach hosts out in Denver. We were just talking about the medium and market. He was talking about like he was getting grief from people in Denver early on that he talks so much Broncos. And, I believe Armin was with him at that point. And he's like, man, they'll give me grief at Nuggets games because they're like, oh, I didn't know this was a preseason Bronco game. What are these guys doing here at a Nugget game? And I remember I told Zach, I'm like, Zach, that's the future, man. What's going to happen is that you're going to get in your car and someone's going to say, I want to listen to Broncos sports talk. And your car's going to turn it on and people are going to be talking about the Broncos. I want to listen to Yankees talk. And there it goes. Now, it did happen like that because the podcast world evolved and you could pull up anything you want. And that's why it's, to me, not the biggest deal that it's being made out to be. Like, who was driving around in their car and was like, oh, God, I wish I could listen to WGR right now in Indiana. Well, just pull it up on your phone. Just plug your phone in. Like, if you want to listen to the Ravens, you can pull up the capabilities of finding what you want to listen to caught up. What I don't understand, and I should, because this has been the evolution, seriously, of human beings. I can never underestimate how lazy humans are. I can't. Like Steve Jobs, right? People don't realize how convenient it is until you find out how convenient it can be. They don't know. There are people, and I get frustrated. Levack, I get so frustrated with people, especially the podcast side, that just either won't plug their phone into their car or like won't change the chain. All you have to, that's why radio's been great. Some people just don't want to do it. They're so lazy. I just want to
drive all the way from Syracuse to Mohawk Honda with no radio, with no phone, because you didn't want to stop and plug it into your wife's van.
That's her fault. There was some connection.
How are you going to say to people? How are you going to criticize these people when you are these people? Like, you're the definition of these people. You're the most stubborn human alive. This is how I ingest things, and this is how I'll continue to ingest things. Like, you're the worst.
Is there a difference between lazy and convenient? I think it's a thin line, right? Because I would look at these people and be like, right, like, oh, I don't want to go inside the place and order the food. Can I order it on my phone and then walk in and not have to talk to anybody?
I don't think you're lazy. I think you're ridiculously stubborn. Like, I think because you'll do more work to do things the same way you've always done them. It's not laziness. It's idiocy is what it is.
Lack of evolution. Yeah. Actually, the lack of what we just laid out here. Like, Goz is like, not talking about myself in the third person. I would rather pull up an app through either Audacy or GR or whoever than getting Sirius and saying it's on channel 44. Oh, God. With my finger, I got to roll down I have no argument past that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know what this is for, but maybe there's people who just didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Is as long as you don't lose the ability to enjoy it for free, like, that's huge. Like, if I have to pay now to get FAN, if I have to pay to get GR, if I like where I could have got them for free previously, well, that's going to suck. That I won't like that. And if it starts to reduce the amount of content I can ingest, that I won't like either. But I mean, the content, like you just said, it's out there. You just got to go find it. And sometimes that's annoying. Like I said, I've always liked the Audacy app. The ESPN Listen Live is pretty easy to use. Like, I used to like when I was traveling, getting up and finding the local station and seeing what they were talking about. If I was in Houston or if I was somewhere else, I could go like to their station. Especially if I was there for like a Yankees or a Raiders game. Like, all right, what are they saying about my team from their point of view? But like I said, if it doesn't reduce the amount of content I can ingest, it is what it is. It may actually mean more.
Our final story here involves another round of ESPN layoffs. Now, this comes from the Disney Corporation. 10% was talked about in press releases of people involved at ESPN, both on camera and off camera. Most of this because of the NFL Network acquisition. For those who don't know this, NFL Red Zone, the NFL Network now under the Disney ESPN umbrella. Some of the layoffs have included Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, David Lloyd, just to name a few recognizable names. Stephania Bell, if you follow fantasy sports, she's been involved, and more likely names to come here over the next few hours. The Ryan Clark ones made the biggest headlines, not just because Stephen A. Smith commented on his show today. Bart Scott.
What did Stephen A? Was he like, he was bamboozled? He should not have been let go. Ryan Clark sucked.
Yes. Very similar. Stephen A. Smith said, of course, they called him and consulted about the layoffs and who they should and shouldn't let. He really said that. And he's like, I told him they shouldn't let anybody go. Ryan Clark's the best analyst in the NFL.
What?
So he goes, look, people ahead of me make decisions and, people above me. It's a business and all this. So, yeah, that was his take on that.
He's such a jackass.
Back to your Ryan Clark take. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, well, so they let him go mid-show. Like NFL Live is going, Ryan Clark is there. They go to commercial, they come back, Ryan Clark is not there, which tells me that corporate planned on clipping him before the show and didn't get to him. And then they realized that the news was out and they didn't want him to have a hot mic once he found out he was fired. Because if not, they would have let him go to the end of the show, let him go afterwards, and then, nothing happens. But they must have assumed that he was going to hear about it before the end of the show and destroy a segment. Because that's the only way you let a guy go mid-show. It's the only, because it's embarrassing on both sides. Like it shows poor planning on your part, and it shows a lack of respect for him. So I think it's awesome, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I think he's a race baiting D-bag. I think I don't trust his knowledge of sports. I love the clip that's circulating where he tried to big dog Pat McAfee, and McAfee's like, so wait, I'm not a football player because I'm a punter. Have you ever thrown the ball in a game? No. Have you ever run the ball in a game? No. Have you ever caught the ball in a game? No. Have you ever blocked in a game? No. So you played like 2 of the 7 things that football players do, and I've done all 7. And I'm just like, oh, you got all that smoke from a punter. Look at you. And I'm not a Ryan Clark guy at all. But some of the people who got let go, that sucked. Like that's it. But Ryan Clark, I can't believe it took that long to get rid of Ryan Clark.
It's so odd because, man, like whether it's television, radio, newspapers, he made so often headlines because of things he said that other employees at ESPN were either fired or let go for and everything else over his career. I know people talk about the Peter Schrager thing. I think the Schrager thing is a little overblown, but Schrager, I don't even know what he's doing at ESPN right now. But yeah, the Pivot podcast is so much better. And I know he's doing stuff away from ESPN. I'm not shocked that he was let go. Some of the other names, Carl Ravitch, I didn't mention him. Sorry, I didn't mention him for 30 years. Like, look, there's probably so many layers to this. The point you said there about the Ryan Clark thing is spot on. He was about to find out on social media or through his agent. So they said, we got to do it now. There's clunky is to say that, unprofessional, some would say. But whether it's a bad agent, whether they had an interesting contract coming up, whether they had no one in the room to defend him, or the person who hired him
on his last contract. Like
oh yeah.
I'm shocked he was. The Cam Newton one kind of shocked me. Because I don't know what Cam Newton was making, and like I'm not like Cam Newton's he looks like somebody said, "Give me the Captain Jack Sparrow." People loved his content. Like he was. Where Ryan Clark said things, I think, just to be counter to whatever movement he thinks is out to get him. Cam Newton was speaking from his heart. It may not have been the heart that you wanted to hear from, but he was speaking from his heart. People liked him a lot. I was shocked they let him go. Carl Ravitch. I heard Stephania Bell is out. And a couple of the Sports Center anchors. It's just I got sneaking suspicion. And guys, you can tell me if I'm not right about this. There's not going to be a lot of radio and TV content jobs out there. I think a lot of them are going to go away. I think corporations like iHeart might start letting people go. I think the handwriting's on the wall. Like, this is me being extremely perceptive. You know what I mean? Like, I might be piecing things together that most people aren't seeing yet. But yeah, I mean, I think local content might be in serious trouble. Serious trouble. Yeah.
I got out of the way on that one, hoping that'd be a short for AI. So someone's like, whoa, Levack did you hear what he said on the Levack and Goz show? I hope that gets clipped for 45. Clip it. I'm going to say that. I don't know if the robots are hearing me. So I got out of the way for that to get finished. Yes, I agree with that too. Bart Scott, by the way.
I love Bart Scott. I don't like him, but I love him on the radio.
The wild thing about Bart Scott 10 years ago, and this is how much time has passed, like, he was talked about the next great media member who was a former athlete everywhere. Like, he was the most coveted media person. And I almost feel for Bart Scott because he's done a fine job. He's good. The problem is he had so much hype when he came off the field.
Was he a dick to us? I know Keyshawn was a dick to us. Was Bart Scott? I thought Bart Scott was cool, actually.
I don't remember. I don't know if I ever spoke to him. I know he had.
It might have been books.
Might have been Charlie. I don't know. Maybe. But he had so much. I remember I sat in a meeting one time, and they were like, "This was for ESPN. This is for 104.5." I sat in a meeting with one of our old bosses, and he said, "Come on down to my office." I'm like, "Oh, what's going on here?" He's like, "You know what I just thought about? Why is Bart Scott the king of New York radio all of a sudden?" I'm like, the hell, he's been on the air for like 2 months. This is when he was battling with like Mike Francesa, and they're going to move an afternoon drive and everything. But he wasn't really battling with him. It was him, Carlin, and Maggie Gray. But there all of a sudden became this like, well, I want to be the contrarian. Everyone thinks Bart Scott's good. He can't talk baseball. That was like 10 years ago.
Well,
and like he's had a fine career.
Was that the boss that we used to do air checks with?
Yes.
Is he the one who's in the room for the?
Yeah.
There was. Listen, I really like that guy. I think he knew a lot about radio, but I don't think he knew a lot about sports talk radio. And I think that bothered him. So I think every once in a while he was like, I know Goz will agree with me on this one. I'll bring it. Yeah, come here, Goz. Let me tell Goz how great he and Levack are and how much this guy sucks. Yeah, they'll love that. Yeah, that'll be great. Okay. I think that's what that was, to be honest with you.
I think so.
I still talk to that dude once in a while. He's crazy.
I don't know what the future of ESPN is. I think they're going to probably use a lot of people in multiple roles because the NFL Network people, some will come over, some won't. You probably will see more McAfee, more Stephen A. For those who haven't noticed this, Levack and I have those people who are employed by, we'll call them traditional media companies, aren't the days of you're going to do like, we'll use Sunday NFL Countdown, right? Like when Chris Berman used to do that or Sam Ponder used to do that, that was their only job. You are going to see people working 7 days a week, hosting, analyzing radio show. If you want to work at ESPN now, you are going to grind. You are grind. I know is let me be careful of that term. Whatever grind is in sports media, right? In comparison to like a real 9 to 5, but seriously, like you are going to get tons of work because there's not as many bodies to do it anymore. To do all those things, and the NFL Network people will come over too. So, also one other quick,
they actually got rid of a couple of those guys too, I guess.
Yeah, one other quick thing to remember too when we talk about ESPN, like remember like the world of sports, everything nationally. There's not a lot of content besides play-by-play coming from NBC Sports. CBS Sports is like Turner, but it's got the CBS Sports Network that you're wagering on Hawaii at midnight, like. And it's Infinity now, right? Like, so it's like CBS's content's odd. ABC is under ESPN. Fox, I could bore people to death about what it means to be like with networks and Fox Sports Radio. Just remember, like, it's hard everywhere right now. It is hard everywhere for these traditional media jobs.
I think too. I think the economy is going to be very reactionary to what's going on in Iraq and the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if anybody else is saying that right now. I think it's going to affect everything from crypto to stocks, employment, the price of the pump. I think you're going to see react to that as well.
If you get those 2 clips and those have like 10,000 views, I'm going to be so mad at how we have to do this show on YouTube. All you have to do is a 1-minute clips of hot takes of people not being able to tell if you're sarcastic or not. That's the key, boys. You guys thought to figure out radio.
The first comment's going to be,
whoa, what? All right, speaking about comments on the show, let's get to some of these comments.
I don't think Trump's getting reelected. I don't.
What?
I'm gonna go out. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on that limb. I don't think Trump's gonna get reelected. I don't think he's getting another term.
AI shorts. Levack says Trump won't win in 2028. First comment says, "Thank you guys for stopping to talk about soccer. I'm done with soccer. Bring on the NFL."
Who's that? Who's that?
Bill on YouTube.
Bill. Yeah. What? Dude, you gotta be honest. We didn't talk a lot of soccer. We didn't. We did the bare minimum. The two best stories out of the World Cup was that the USA was kind of good, and that Scotland is amazing, and not at soccer, at drinking. You know, like that's like I said. I love the no Scotland, no party. Like first time I heard that, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. 6 beers later, I was like, no Scotland, no party, no. And I haven't stopped yet. I bought my tickets to the Scottish games already just to make sure I can chant it with my fellow countrymen.
I love that Seven Nation
is gay. It's just a gross. It's a gross thing. No one likes it. It's annoying. I don't like it. I don't know why I turned into like a Midwestern, but it's gross. Nobody likes it. Give me a sausage.
I love how Seven Nation Army can be remixed in anything. You just did it that way. Oh, it's Patty the Body.
The Muppets did Seven Nation Army. That was at halftime.
My when I would drive and drop Rex off at pre-K and West to daycare, this is years ago. Obviously, I'd be flipping around the channels between Fox Sports and WGR and WGY. WGY, careful there, it's the 3-letter ones. WGY. So at the top of the hour, it'd be Jim Gagliardi's read. So I start, oh, it's Jim Gagliardi. So my kids would be into like, why are they listening to news talk? I have to turn off if somebody got killed.
Yeah, bye-bye World Cup. Thank you.
More comments about this golf video here. Let's talk Zach on YouTube. Zach wrote, Bryson didn't improve his lie. He improved his swing area in order to make a better swing. But we have to give him the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't intentionally doing it to cheat. He may have, but we don't know. Other players for years have gotten away with the same thing in tall grass, so we can take that as true when he says he didn't think he was doing anything wrong. He did was assess the penalty, and that is done. But the whole world doesn't hate Bryson. The golf world is pretty 50-50 on him. Either really like him or really don't like him. Not many in the middle. I feel like he recapped your entire video there.
Yeah, but but I didn't say anything. Like, all right, so he improved his swing, not his lie. But doesn't improving your lie improve your swing? Like, isn't that all part of the same? Like, you're nitpicking because you're a Bryson DeChambeau. You're a Bryson DeChambeau. That's who you are. I get it. I like him too. I was defending him, but the letter of the law, which is what golf is, right? We police ourselves and all this other stuff. He knew that he wasn't allowed to do that. He knew it. But to your point, other people got away with it, so he's like, I'll get away with it too. I've seen people run red lights, so I can run red lights. If I get a ticket running a red light saying, oh, I saw someone else do it, is not going to get the job done. So be upset with the fact that I said everything that had to be said about it and you didn't like it. That's go be a DeChambeau.
You hear that, young drivers? Great piece of advice. Don't ever try to use that. The other two great ones when you're driving. Have the person who waves you on. Come on. Bang, Be careful when people wave you on to try. Well, the person waved me on. The other one's the blinker. That's the best thing my dad ever taught me was the blinker. Like if somebody's driving and has their right blinker on, so many people would just assume they're turning right. Obviously, they have their blink. Let the car turn right.
Right.
I know people will give
defensive driving.
Yeah.
Today
they had their blinker on
in front of my freaking house today. I was this thing. Everyone is driving very stupid today. I don't know if it's because of the rain, but like. There was a school bus in my neighborhood that parked in the middle of the road and didn't understand why I was upset that I couldn't drive around him. And then I was coming back and they were picking up my garbage. So I pulled the way my driveway's it's like an L in front of my house. I normally park in the boot of the L, but because where the garbage truck was and he wasn't moving, I drove into the stem of the L and I parked parallel to my house. The guy behind me, as my daughter is getting out of my truck on the passenger side, decides to drive through my driveway in between my truck and the garbage truck, like barely get through. Luckily I saw him coming. I yelled at my daughter. I'm like, don't open your door. Don't open your door. She had almost swung the door. I would have lost my door. So I'm screaming at the guy. I'm like, you almost took my door and my daughter out. And he stops. I'm like, oh yes. I'm like, get the camera out. We about to get famous. Like, and he's like waving to me. And I'm like, you almost ruined my truck and hurt my daughter. The truck would have way more damage than my daughter. And he's just waving. And I'm like, you don't speak English, do you? And he's like, thumbs up. I'm like, you should leave. You should just leave. But like, you don't know how to drive. Why are you driving? But like, oh, I hate everyone. I hate everyone. So that's that. Sorry, the car thing brought my.
No, it
PTSD.
should have been talked about. People are dumb, man. People are dumb. G Money Rider 8341 wrote in. He wrote, Ryan Fox is 39. I think I said he was younger. That might have been a me one. Or like this is.
I said 36. I said 36.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
okay.
did. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic.
One more. Frank wrote this one in. Guys, you gotta cheat if you're gonna be the best. Just ask Tiger Woods or Sammy Sosa or Mark McGwire. PGA never addressed their cheaters like the MLB and NFL, NBA, etc. So it's still going to have a few cheaters. LOL. Okay. Did I miss the Tiger cheating scandal? Did I miss? Is this
what?
If this is Frank, by the way, if this is my guy Frank from across the street pub who has been riding the Tiger's a cheater thing, and Frank, if that's you, shout out to you. If it's not that you, then but. There's been a guy at the Cross Street Pub who's been telling me that Tiger scandal for 10 years every time I say, guys, you need to investigate Tiger Woods.
Who knew we weren't talking enough golf? Who knew we weren't talking about golf on this show? I mean, that's the lesson I'm learning. More golf.
I couldn't believe that this morning.
I got a
feedback on that. Yeah.
Your buddy Adam Snow slid into my DMs from the world of football.
What's he up to? Shout out to Mr. Snow.
He out of nowhere. This is what I got. This is what I woke up to this morning. Listen to your show yesterday. No idea movie talk would be on the table. Very happily surprised. That said, go see the Audacy. It's very good. Your reason for not seeing it is a bit silly, LOL. Elliot Page plays Sinan, not Achilles. He's on screen for like 5 minutes of the 3-hour runtime. Haha. And he's good in the role. All right, I was wrong. And we went back and forth. I'm like, that's just one of the reasons I didn't want to see the movie. I'm not going to spend money to go sit in a movie theater for 3 hours in the summer. That's just not going to, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. But we went back and forth a little bit and he's put this on the table. If I watch the Audacy and I don't like it, he'll wear Firebirds gear for one of the upcoming shows that they do, the World of Football. So we've come to agreement on that. And that's how we're rolling forward. But yeah, appreciate you listening. World of Football is a good show. Father and son duo who talk a ton of every kind of football. He even went on. He goes, just to prove I listen. Too bad you can't get that Knicks belt. And I go, it's probably the best thing about being underemployed is I can't afford a $700 Knicks championship belt. And he goes, I'd probably buy a Lions one. I'm like, I would, if a Raiders, I would probably find a way. I would probably find a way.
I'm out on Christopher Nolan. I love that man. I said on this show before, I would see anything that guy made ever at any time in my life. Boy, was I wrong after I had kids. That is a lot harder to do with movies. And I'm still trying to figure out Tenet. And I know he came out, I think Dunkirk's in there somewhere. I think it went like Dunkirk, Tenet, something else, and then this movie. I'm blanking on what just came out before Audacy that Christopher Nolan did. That I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm smart enough to handle Christopher Nolan in movies anymore. He had a run there with The Dark Knight, Memento, oh my, Interstellar. I saw all those movies in theaters, all of them. Oh, Oppenheimer. What a fest.
Yeah. I think there's a point where following Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Dark Knight, Inception, Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer, and then the Odyssey. Well, I think there's a point when you're that much of a genius. Like Christopher Nolan's obviously a genius filmmaker, right? Like you may not like everything he does, but he's obviously like that list has got more trophies than any of us will ever see. But I think there's a point where you start to go, all right, how do I out genius myself? And I think that's where you start screwing up. Like you start losing track of the fact that like people still need to ingest this. People still need to want to watch this movie. And if they can't understand it, like you said, Tenet, like, do we know what happened in Tenet yet? Did we figure that out? Is it David Tennant? I don't know. It could be anyone. I don't know.
That thing came out during COVID. It was supposed to be the movie this summer, and then it just got all moved and backed up and everything else. Oppenheimer stunk. I watched it on the flight. Oh, don't watch it. I watched that
just
on
to show you what a mess I am. I watched the Barbie movie, but I haven't watched Oppenheimer yet.
I
Big
watched
Ryan Gosling fan.
I watched Oppenheimer on the flight to Montana.
Oh, okay.
I remember because I had enough time to watch it, so I watched it. I can imagine the poor person sitting next to me watching me fall.
Yeah, that's you
asleep.
every flight.
Oppenheimer.
That's you the second you get on a plane. Like it's. I'm actually jealous of it. It might be the only place you don't snore too. So, Dr. Fred
Dr.
Dreer,
Dreer.
sleep devices, Convulsive Spa, 518-885-6185. Tell them Levack sent you. That's it. I just did all their commercials, and Lorianne's like, "You didn't say tell them Levack sent you." I'm like, "Well, you told me everybody already says that." She goes, "I want this to be about you too." I'm like, "Okay, all right." So I had to go back and redo them all. But yeah, they'll be airing all over the place.
For our visual audience here, and I swear I'll stop saying that, but I know there's different audiences. There's people who need to watch the video. Subscribe, by the way. I see the subscriber count's getting up. That's a huge help for us. That's the biggest thing I can tell people. Share the content, subscribe. I told Levack before we connected, my sons, my dad, and my wife all went to Costco. So I put my son Abe to sleep before we taped. He has decided that he'll be up. Over. So he is. That's over. So now he is just walk. Would you like to say hello, Abe? I thought I timed this up pretty well. From 1:30 to 3:30.
What's Abe's sports take of the day? Obi Femi is.
Baby, come here. Come here. You want to say Oba?
Oba. Oba. Look at him.
Okay, Oba.
Oba. Yeah.
He sounds like me when I wake up from a stupor.
Oh, but I think I'm going to use you as the thumbnail for today's show. What do you make about that?
Abe invades.
All right. Well, that's all I had for today. Abe, any other final thoughts? Okay. Yeah, you're excited for summer slam.
He's on repeat. It's over. All right. Well, I had fun. I had fun chatting with you. Hey, baby Abe, hit the freaking button.